my original business, Cheshire Personal Trainer, I would say the business model itself was probably more about renting space to trainers within my gym in Stockport. I did have several PT clients myself, so it was very much your one-on-one PT model, but then there was maybe 15, 16 up to 20 trainers working in my gym at one time. And although it was profitable, but the amount of stress that was involved with that was pretty horrific. So it would be a case of not knowing what sort of state the gym would be in when you came in, because a lot of the coaches sort of early 20s and probably lived at home with their parents and just honestly didn't give a toss about anyone else or any of the equipment. It was just a nightmare with that, or they would upset other coaches or other trainers that were in running their business by just being really inconsiderate or not bothering about the neighbours, and it was just a ton of stress. So you wake up dreading looking at your phone every morning just to see what's happened. It was making a profit, but at what cost? And the cost was just sleepless nights or dreading looking what the hell has gone on the next day. And that was kind of the situation that the business was in, and it really, really wasn't worth it. So you've got to understand that for me to take this sort of step, I've got children and a mortgage and responsibilities, and I need an income. So the leap that I took was to cut off the largest part of my original income to try something else. So it was a massive risk. If it goes wrong, I could lose my house. So if you're not going to be worried about that or have a certain amount of intrepidation, then there's something wrong with you. So it was a big risk, but then I had to balance that off with, well, I couldn't keep on going the way I was going because it would have just made me ill. So quite a lot of fear, quite a big risk for me, because it was just such a huge change to my entire business. There was a lot of scepticism and reservations, but I was very much of the mindset that I don't want to continue doing the things that I've been doing because it's not making me happy. So of course, it would be really unusual to say I didn't go into it with any sort of fear or thinking, what happens if this goes wrong? But what happens if I stayed doing what I was doing? That was probably just a heart attack. Personally, I feel a lot happier now. There is more flexibility with regards to time. My daughter is disabled. There are more hospital appointments, and I'm sort of quite happy in the fact that things come up. I don't need to be worrying or checking or rearranging with clients. It's all just it's all handled. So there's more free time, less stress. I will say though that if you're going into something, there's a lot of work gone into it. It's been quite a learning experience. But I think generally it does mean that it will end up as more money, less stress, less time. The 12 months have put a lot of time and effort in on the back end of things to make sure things are running right. So there's never some magic bullet that's just going to make everything amazing. If you want to change something, you need to facilitate that change and make it happen. But once it's done, I say it's well worth it, and it makes life 10 times easier. What I essentially did was say, fuck it, things have got to change, and cut the old business off. Future looks really bright, really positive, looking forward to the future and moving on. Want to keep on changing and evolving the product we've got, but I kind of know what I need to do to make sure that happens. I've got an exact plan in place, which means that the money I spend is going to be well worth it, that there'll be a return on it, that there's a reason for spending it. It's all just kind of focused. It's all focused, and I know exactly what I need to do.
One last one, the other.